What's going on, guys? It's Jeff. Playing some Call of Duty. There's been a bunch of stuff that leaked or rumored and stuff like that the past week or so involving Call of Duty. I haven't really talked about any. The only thing I was really talking about was when Grind dropped. They have the date on the map for the next Tony Hawk game, which we also have more info about that at this point as well, so I'm actually excited for it. I'm also kind of worried for it as well at the same time. So real quick before I just start talking about shit, I want to thank everybody so much for all the love and support on the series that I've been doing recently. People always get real tired and stuff of Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty. We have nice periods where we take breaks from COD. I'm playing COD because I didn't want people to sit around and have to watch me fumble around on Monster Hunter trying to figure things out, because I straight up forget the controls. Like, it's still confusing as shit. I heavily underestimated the game. Like, yeah, it's simple, like, in its general approach, but everything else is so ridiculous. Like, the UI is... I'm not gonna go too hard on it, but the UI could be better. A lot of shit isn't explained. The general UI when I'm playing is, yeah, weird. Performance and stuff like that. You can just tell when a game is, like, heavy, you know what I mean? There were bosses that I fought that straight up took me near 40 minutes to kill them. That is ridiculous. I'm like, one run, 40 minutes of trying to kill the motherfucker. Hitting them hundreds of times. Like, I'm too ass at the game to stay consistent for that long. Are we serious? So I'm back to what I know for now, but mostly because I need to get my bearings again before all of this stuff with Verdansk and everything drops, because there are all those rumors that were swirling around about, yeah, I don't know, a week or so ago. We knew that Verdansk was coming. I think Verdansk is in like 2 weeks or so, a little bit over 2 weeks. I think it's on the 20th. Dude, Call of Duty feels so fast right now. This game feels smooth as fuck. Obviously, I mean, I'm getting good frames and shit, but I mean, like, the general flow of the controls and everything. Slide canceling feels great. Apparently a lot of the classic weapons that we know could be coming back. People are talking about the HDR, the AMAX, Kilo, like the OG Warzone weapons that everybody was using. I mean, where's the Growl though? They're apparently testing like the higher player counts and stuff. It's just, it seems like everything is going back to the OG thing, which is crazy considering, I mean, I wish they would come out with a statement like, yo, I'm extremely sorry for Warzone 2, and we've been walking it back this entire time. Now everybody knows that that's what's happening, but I want them to say it. I want them to recognize that they have to go back and fix the shit that they do every single time. Are you guys not tired of that shit happening? So Verdansk is supposed to come back on the 20th, and then we're supposed to be obviously getting some marketing for this thing, I assume very soon. Floating loot and all that stuff, and a lot of these rumors are coming from Ghost of Hope and some other leaks. I also did see that other creators are talking about like, yeah, I don't think Verdansk is gonna save this shit. And I mean, I said that before. I really didn't think it was gonna save everything even a year ago. A lot of people are saying that, you know, it's just too late, and that's the reason why, you know, it'll only hold people's attention and then they'll be out. When people were talking about bringing Verdansk back before, I was saying that that's not gonna just like magically make the number go all the way back up and stay up. Now sure, people are gonna go back and they're definitely gonna go and check it out, myself included, mostly to just remind myself and point at it and say, I told you also. Verdansk sucks. It's a lot of people's memories tied to the map, but Verdansk itself actually does suck. Like, I know that you could say that that's just like an opinion kind of thing, but I mean, objectively speaking, the way that the buildings were even designed were designed in a very poor manner. They encouraged extreme, and I mean extreme levels of passive gameplay. I mean, nothing wrong with passive gameplay. It is Warzone after all, and a lot of people are just, you know, playing their lives. But the entire map was designed with the same philosophy as Modern Warfare 2019 maps were. They are designed in a way to punish people for pushing at you, and they make a million safe spaces for it. So for example, the majority of the building, especially the towers in downtown, are especially egregious. Now that's not to say that people won't enjoy Verdansk. I think that the map can be enjoyed regardless. I'm just saying that it's not like this amazing map that a lot of people tried to build it up to be, as if the map is like what was killing Warzone and shit. It's just, that's not the case. There are multiple buildings in that where there is one way in, one way out, and the first person to get into that building would just go in there, lay prone, and just stare at the singular door you can go through. It is disgusting. There's a tower in the game where you go up a zip line. It's the only way up there, other than parachuting in, which again, people are going to be able to hear and see. They'll get the notification and everything. You go into the tower, zip line up, turn around, stare at the zip line and wait. It's actually disgusting. I've seen some of the most egregious clips on that game. The worst playstyles I've ever seen. Of course, people still camp and whatever. That's not like particular to Verdansk, but Verdansk gives people stronger and stronger positions to just sit, wait, and hide at. I don't think Verdansk will save Warzone. Now, I don't think Warzone is dead dead or anything like that. It's no longer so huge that they're not prioritizing the other game modes. I mean, we got some of the smoothest multiplayer on Black Ops 6, at least in my experience as the type of player I am. Black Ops 6 is a good game. Got a bunch of camo grinds and other shit to go for. When Warzone is the main focus, all of the other modes suffer. Now, even if Warzone does suck, it's not the main focus, it doesn't mean that they're gonna make masterpieces again or some shit. That's implying they even made masterpieces to begin with. Apparently the POI list got leaked. Superstore, Boneyard, the bridges, the village, farmland. Obviously, Superstore is like the main attraction. We got some info about like the stadium and shit, but we don't know if it's open or closed, or if it's like open at the bottom, but the roof isn't open. Again, all just rumors or whatever, but we know Verdansk is coming. Verdansk is real. Everybody's pretty aware that it doesn't really matter at this point. A lot of people feel like it's too little too late. They'll try it out. They'll have some fun with it. Once the novelty wears off of people logging in and going, oh my god, look, Superstore. Remember when we did this, and this? Like, remember all those sick times where everybody was playing the video game and everybody had something they could relate on because of it? You're not going to get the same feeling here, and I think a lot of people know that. The question is, how do you keep people there at this point, though? What do you do? Now, to be fair, it is possible that they could change maybe the design of some buildings up, like the interior. They keep a lot of the mechanics overall with Black Ops 6, where maybe they'll add more things where you can climb up the sides of the buildings and other stuff like that, so it's not stuck to this one staircase you can only go up or one doorway you can enter through. If they make it so there's ways to climb up the sides of the buildings and stuff, like more new ways incorporating this new like mantling system and stuff, because the climbing and movement is different, yeah, maybe that's a way that they can solve a lot of the design issues with the buildings. But speaking of design, there's also rumors about the new Tony Hawk game that's coming, Tony Hawk 3 and 4. The announcement is apparently in 2 days. Now, I don't know when it's gonna come out. As far as I understand, it's supposed to just be like a trailer or confirmation that day. As far as a release date, I have no idea. Now, when I mentioned design, I talked about before how Vicarious Visions are not the ones working on this. Vicarious Visions are the ones that did the 1+2 remake, and they did a great job on it. Amazing job. Actually feels like a real Tony Hawk game. And you play these games like your character's general momentum, how high you ollie, how high you boneless, how high you no comply, how far you jump. All of those little elements that can be completely missed, they nailed them. They did an amazing job. Small little details and nuances, they determined the entire feel of a good Tony Hawk game. There are certain design rules that you must abide by for the game to actually feel like a real classic Tony Hawk game. You go from something like Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, Tony Hawk's Underground, to say a game like Project 8 or Proving Ground, you can clearly feel the difference. Whereas if you were to play Thug 1, Thug 2, and Thaw, they all generally have like the same rules and feel. Yeah, some of them are a little bit more floaty than others, but it's all completely transferable. Whereas games like Project 8 and Proving Ground aim to add a whole new element and feel to it, point to where it just really wasn't classic Tony Hawk. It was just worse attempts at making a copy of Skate or something more realistic than it should be. Vicarious Visions knows the rules. That's all I'm gonna say. They know. They have people that know, that worked on it, that they consulted, everything. They know the feel, and they made it successfully. But they are not the ones that are working on the one that's coming up, 3+4. Some hopeful rumors floating around where they're basically saying that the Tony Hawk 3+4 is going to be running on the 1+2 engine. And if that's the case, the feel should be there. Anyway, basically just a ton of rumors and shit. February went so fast, I get it, you know, 28 days or whatever, but this month, at the end of the month, we get Kazan, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do until that point. Also, Atomfall, I think, is on the same day. The Last of Us 2 PC is after that. South of Midnight is there. Fatal Fury drops, but I don't know if I'm in the mood to get my ass beat anymore. Doom is in May. Night Rain is at the end of May. Lost Soul Aside at the same time as well. Metal Gear Solid is in August. Yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section about all this stuff. Are you guys even excited for Verdansk? I'm sure that most of you guys are probably feeling the same way I am. That's the general sentiment I'm seeing, so. And really, Warzone has done well enough for, you know, these past few years, but other games are just way more fun. That's the truth.